Hello fellas. Welcome back to Top 5 Choices. This is Haley from Top 5 Choices, and I hope you all are doing good. In today's video, I am going to do a detailed review and pick the top 5 best home theater system, 2022. After doing proper researches, we came to the conclusion that meets the best in terms of overall. Kindly leave a like if you find this helpful, and I'd appreciate if you subscribe to my channel and turn on post notifications if you haven't. We will be also providing affiliates link to purchase from Amazon. Kindly use it for best offers and purchase from anywhere in the world. We'll be back with more videos. If you want to save a bit of money and still get a decent quality product, we say check out Logitech Z9065 5.1, also known as the best budget home theater system on the market in 2022. We're looking at a set of 5.1 speakers with the most advanced surround sound, 500 watts power, and a convenient wireless controller included in the mix. Thanks to the integrated 5.1 digital decoding system, the user can immerse themselves in a whole new way in their favorite movies. Soak in every detail of audio recordings in Dolby Digital mode or in DTS surround sound. The subwoofer and 5 satellite speakers are solid and the receiver is located on a table or under the TV. The Z5500 LCD screen is gone. Instead, the unit has a set of orange LEDs that indicate which inputs and speakers are currently active and whether the input is in stereo or surround sound mode. The high power dial is surrounded by multiple LEDs. The remote control is basic, but it still allows you to control active input volume and tone settings. Unusually for a Logitech product, satellites use standard speaker wires instead of proprietary connections. This is great if the supplied 15-foot front and 25-foot rear cables are not long enough, as you can buy longer cables without having to bundle them. The front and rear satellites can be wall-mounted, giving you many options. When it comes to speaker placement, all audio inputs are located on the back of the subwoofer, but unlike most home theater systems, there are no HDMI inputs or outputs. With one coaxial and 2 optical inputs, you can connect to game console, DVD or Blu-ray player, and a set-top box for 5.1 audio. There are also 2 analog audio inputs. In terms of performance, the positional sound is accurate and the action sequences are full of punch. The center speaker produced clear speech without being silenced by other satellites or subwoofers. The overall sound quality is reasonable and certainly loud enough to fill a room of good size. For the listed price, we're thoroughly impressed. The Vizio Elevate soundbar is a 5.1.4 setup with a unique design. When you watch Dolby Atmos or DTS X content, the sides of the bar automatically rotate upwards, resulting in a wide and immersive sounding soundstage. You can rotate the sides upwards when you listen to other types of audio content, too, or you can turn it off entirely. Right out of the box, the bar's sound profile is a bit bass-heavy, and vocals and lead instruments are mostly clear but also slightly veiled due to the recessed treble. That said, you can use its bass and treble adjustments to customize its sound based on your preferences. The Vizio Elevate 5.1.4 is very good for mixed usage. This versatile soundbar has a balanced mid-range that reproduces voices in podcasts and TV shows with clarity. There's some extra boom in the bass range that helps you feel the excitement in bass-heavy music and action-packed movies. Thanks to its discrete satellites, the action in your favorite movies seems to take place all around you, resulting in an immersive listening experience. The Vizio Elevate has a very unique design. The bar can rotate its left and right sides upwards when you play Atmos or DTS X content. You can also set these portions to face upwards instead of outwards at all times. It's mostly plastic, and there's an aluminum grille on the front to help protect the drivers inside. The Vizio Elevate comes with 2 satellite speakers. There's an aluminum grille that wraps around the top and the front, while the rest of the speaker is plastic. They're designed for vertical placement. The Vizio Elevate has a great build quality. The bar is mostly plastic, and there's an aluminum grille on the front of the bar that helps protect the drivers. The subwoofer is mostly melamine with a plastic top. Like the bar, the satellites have an aluminum grille to protect the drivers with plastic sides and rear. The materials feel durable and solid, and it's better built than the Vizio M Series M51X J6 overall. Looking at a set of surround sound speakers that have up-firing Dolby Atmos drivers built into the units. The result is a super simple 5.1.2 channel setup that's designed to deliver high-quality immersive audio in one easy-to-install package. The Focal Sib Evo package consists of 2 Sib Evo Dolby Atmos loudspeakers with integrated upward-firing drivers, 3 Sib Evo satellites, and a Cub Evo subwoofer. The SIB EVO Dolby Atmos loudspeakers bounce sound waves off the ceiling using the drivers built into the top of their cabinets, creating the illusion of two overhead channels. You don't have to wonder which speakers to get in this package, it's all in one box, and from one of world's best speaker manufacturers. The resulting sound quality is fantastic, enveloping you impressively in the audio, and the relatively compact size of the speakers makes them ideal for almost any room size. The system itself is built around a pair of SIB EVO Dolby Atmos speakers, which should be positioned at the front on the left and right-hand sides. These speakers use a two-way design with a 19mm tweeter and 13cm woofer within a sealed enclosure. Built into the top is a 10cm full-range upward-firing driver that bounces sounds off the ceiling to create the overhead effects. Finally, there's the Cub EVO ported subwoofer, which is designed to deliver any bass extension beyond the capabilities of the small Dolby Atmos and satellite speakers. The Cub EVO is equipped with a 21cm downward-firing bass driver and has 200W of Class D amplification built in. As a result, this compact sub packs quite a punch and can go down to 35 Hz. The subwoofer is essentially a matte black cube with a gloss black bass port at the front. It sits on large anti-vibration feet that raise the downward-firing driver up off the ground, and there are some basic connections and controls at the rear. Since the SIB EVO system uses a 5.1.2 speaker configuration, you'll need an AD receiver with at least 7 channels of amplification and the ability to decode Dolby Atmos and DTS-X, because these speakers will also work with the rival object-based audio format. The Sony HT-A9 is a premium setup with a very unique design. Instead of a wide soundbar, it comes with a small control box and 4 satellite speakers. Sony's 360 spatial sound technology is advertised to create a more immersive listening experience with a wide-sounding soundstage. It also has sound field optimization to calibrate your setup based on your room's acoustics. It supports Atmos content, and it has a very immersive surround performance. The Sony HT-A9 is satisfactory for mixed usage. This setup comes with a sound field optimization room correction feature that optimizes audio reproduction based on your room's acoustics, which we turned on for our tests. It offers immersive surround and Atmos performances. While it struggles to reproduce a thumpy low bass for bass-heavy music or action movies, it can still reproduce vocals and lead instruments pretty clearly. There's a little extra muddiness in the bass range, though, which may slightly thin out those same instruments. It also doesn't get very loud. The Sony HT-A9 has a very unique design. It has a small black control box with rounded edges. The bar section of a traditional setup is replaced by the off-white front left and right speakers, which have metal grills and plastic casing. You can distinguish these speakers from the satellites based on the markings on the bottom. FL stands for front left speaker, and FR stands for front right. The Sony HT-A9 has 2 satellite speakers. They're painted an off-white color and cased in an off-white colored plastic. There are also metal grills to protect the drivers inside. The satellites have the same design as the front left and right speakers, but you can tell them apart based on the markings on the bottom. The rear left speaker is marked RL, and the rear right speaker is marked RR. There's an incredible amount of detail, from natural, expressive voices to layers of insight and depth surrounding each sound effect. As a glass window shatters under a spell, you can hear the sharp tinkling as well as the deep, sonic note rippling around the effect. It's spellbinding to listen to it dynamically. It's a fun and exciting listen. Quiet moments are as captivating as huge explosions going off in every corner of the big, open sound field, and the DN1080 handles the changing shifts with masterful control. Its enthralling gunshots are terrifically precise, and punches hit with satisfying impact. The agile and sure-footed manner in which the Sony conducts itself around the film's equally agile choreography is admirable. Surround effects swirl around convincingly, and you can track exactly where each noise, whether it's a spell, a crash, a gunshot, or a magical creature, is placed in the sound field. It envelopes you in a cocoon of sound, and that's before you engage the Dolby Atmos or DTS-X 3D soundtracks. The additional height channels are convincing, although spreading the sound out more does take away a bit of the solidity of the bass performance. And there's so much low-end depth and texture. It's not quite as brawny as the Denon AVR X2500H or its successor, the AVR X2600H, but the Sony pulls each bass note taut and makes an impact.to get the best sound for your room's acoustics. Plug in the setup mic and run the auto calibration process.